close, I whittled them down. Stick it to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Pins on the jacket, the man's abundant. The point of the road was banned and rugged. Hushing, I'm applying no pants in London. The products are not being scared of some judgment. Gotta stay in the cut. Cut you off if you ain't making the cut. Couldn't tell you who the hell is behind us. You start to forget when you stay in the front of it's up. And it's up for grabs, no remorse of who I'm taking it from. Numbers I give on my scoreboard is the only form of us staying in touch, that's saying enough. It's time to receive for all of the favors I've done. Too late for y'all to switch teams, everybody getting big leagues. Product flying out the shelf, what's in store for us? Known to hit a hole in one, look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whatever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Stick it to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Shout out to Steve. The boy getting love from the harsh critics. Strauss hit me bi-weekly to tell me keep taking it further. You aren't finished and I gotta listen. Ain't son to believing and see that I'm actually breathing and doing it real time. Love to pull an idea out thin air, act on it and profit in real life. If we not aligned, don't present me a dotted line. Yeah, I'm a QB, but I ain't handing on nothing for someone to monetize. And it goes to the birds too. Can't give it a time if a dollar's a cut of eyes. They get X'd out for they had the potential to be my ex. I know all the plays, I'm a seasoned vet. Yeah. Always showing up, known to hit a hole in one. Look at the crowd and shoulder shrug. Shots are limited, I'm scared mango with the golden gun. Posted up, ready for whoever, boy, you know what's up. Time's close, I whittled them down. Stick it to them by sticking around. The gang online, Iwo Jima got one flag and it's sticking the ground. Setting up shop. Think I got the message across. Came for the titles and press of the watch. We play at the levels of Letterman jocks. Time's close, I whittled them down. Stick it to them by sticking around. The gang all out, Iwo Jima got one flag. Yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my paisan, Nick Demandi, who was hosting ATB tonight, guys. Shout out to Nick Demandi, guys. We love Nick. He's my fellow. Other than Tony D, but Nick Demandi was at Hit Network before Tony D, so he's like the OG Atlanta Italian paisan. We got Nicky Demandi, and I'm not going to dox my full name, even though it's not really hidden. But guys, what is going on? We got an amazing show for you guys tonight. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, talking about, are we going to continue to dump? Can we hold 25K, or are we just bound to lose? Did I say 25K? 26K. Can we hold 26K? I don't know if I said that or not. Or are we just bound to lose this level and come down to much lower prices? We're going to be taking a look at those lower targets. I don't want to scare anybody, but we got to have them in mind in case we get some kind of a crazy dump like we got the other day. We got to be watching those levels so we're prepared. If we get a crazy wick down there, we know what levels to look at to get into some saucy long positions to get that bounce and make some of that money. Some of those Benjis, guys, some of the bagels, some of the baguettes, right? We got to finagle the bagel, collect the baguettes, and I don't know. That's as many puns or as many little funny things I could do. But there we go. Bing bong. We're going to be taking a look at the altcoins as well, guys. Don't spam them in chat just yet, but get them ready for about halfway through the stream, about an hour in. Go ahead and spam those altcoins. Rob the Crypto Snob is actually leaving early tonight, so I bet you Crypto Billy, Captain Kirk, Tony D, or Chemistry Bro, maybe Deep Petty Crypto, Tyler Durden, someone else is going to count up the votes and let us know what altcoins we're looking at tonight. But guys, we got a little bit of a pump yesterday. Now we got a little bit of a dump. And we're going to talk about why. And we're going to talk about where we're going next. But first, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get to spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. And you guys know, the more times we spin that wheel, the less money that I have in my pocket. And the more money goes in your pocket. So smash that like button if you have not already. Kiss it. We are all Frankie. Shout out to Kumar. Smash that like button. Touch it with your elbow. Hit it with your knee. Headbutt it. Lick it. Kiss it. Touch it with your butt. I don't care what you do. Just go ahead and hit that like button. But guys, we're going to get into the charts right now. But real quick before we do, I just want to say, for anybody who's not in the free Discord, I did put an announcement up. I just wanted to thank you guys for everybody who showed up to the Crypto Banter stream when I was on with Sheldon from Crypto Banter, obviously. You guys showed up. I was rewatching some of that stuff, and guys, like low-key choked up over here with all the candles in chat. It's insane, the support that you guys show for this channel and me, and I just want to say this out loud. It means the world to me. Like, I'm sitting there watching it, and just like, you know, the stream starts, and the candles just absolutely take over, and it gives me goosebumps every single time. Like I said, I was low-key choked up watching that. I cannot believe the support you guys show, and I'm forever grateful for you guys. I just have to say that. It's absolutely insane. I'm like, every time I see you guys show up like that, I don't know. It hits me right in the feels for some reason. But before I start choking up right now, let's go ahead. And there go the candles, guys. Oh my God. I gotta minimize chat. You guys are gonna make me lose it here on stream. But for real, guys, we got something special here with the oh my God, the chat blowing up with the candles. I really do love each and every single one of you guys. We built something so special here. And I just want to tell you guys that I really am forever grateful for that. And I will never take it for granted. And I do love each and every single one of you. I don't just say that because I'm in front of a camera. There's the candles. Let's go. You guys are too much. Tony D, drop some memberships on these people. Shout out to Tony D and shout out to our mods. Drop some memberships on these people. And shout out to maybe a Band-Aid. I think you gifted 5 memberships already. So shout out to you, man. You're an absolute legend. Gifting an ATB as well. We love you so much. And just shout out to oh God, maybe a Band-Aid. Beat Tony D. Tony D, get those memberships in there. Hurry up before he takes over. Shout out to maybe Band-Aid. We love you. But for real, I just wanted to show appreciation. It's a lot of people probably think that like, it's just never going to be normal to me having that many people show up for me. It's insane. And I know a lot of people probably get numb to it after a while, but up until now, up until this point, guys, it's crazy every single time. I have to pinch myself sometimes. So shout out to you guys. You're the absolute best. And because of that, I'm going to bring the sauce tonight. So let's go ahead and jump right into the charts. Shout out to Cheeks for gifting the 10 memberships. We got Slacky gifting the 5 memberships. The memberships are flowing. The charts are dumping. And Frankie Candles loves the CandleMafia. You guys got to know that and never forget it. So here we go. Let's jump into the chart. Shout out to Slacky, maybe a Band-Aid, and Cheeks for gifting those memberships. hopefully Tony heard me. Let me know if Tony gifts those memberships. I'm sure he's probably trying to get it done right now. But yeah, shout out to you guys. But please, mods, if he doesn't get those memberships, I don't know if he's in here or not. I think he is. I think I saw him. But if he's not, just remind me, and I'll text him, and we'll get him in here. But he's probably trying to set it up right now. But here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and see what we got going on. Candles in chat. You guys are nuts. But here we go. Taking a look here. Let's go up to the higher time frames and kind of break down what we got going on now. Again, weekly, nothing really to take away from here as of right now. Hey, there we go. Thank you. I'm green. There we go. I knew Tony D was there. Shout out to Tony D or Frankie Candles. Guys, that was definitely me, not Tony D, on the Frankie Candles account. Get them those 20 memberships. Let's go. Yeah, let's get it. There we go. Bunch of new green names. I love it. You get one. You get one. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Crypto Billy's low-key like the male version of Oprah, guys. He's out there super chatting, and he always pops in. You get one. You get one. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Logging into your account is like trying to break into Fort Knox. Shout out to Tony D. Yeah, I literally was picturing him do that. I was like, he's probably trying to get the two-factor, the three two-factors. But anyway, here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look. Also, guys, don't forget to show some love on the BitBoy Crypto channel on Saturday. I mean, show love on that channel all the time, but on Saturday, I am putting up a Market Cipher B tutorial, so if you're a complete noob, and I'm not using that as a bad term, I'm a noob at a lot of things too, but if you're a complete newbie to Market Cipher, you definitely want to check out that video and go ahead and show some love to that video on Saturday, and we'll also have our Sunday Sauce video on a particular altcoin that I think a lot of people are interested in, and I'm not going to tease it any further. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. But here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on. Money flow continuing to come out on the weekly here. Now, you guys have, again, until we break these lows decisively at about 20, between 26 and 24.8, I am going to remain at least open to the idea of potentially putting in a slightly higher low here before continuing up. Money flow coming out on the weekly, but again, until that crosses over into the red, I don't know how alarming that really is just yet. But again, we're going to be talking about the moves to the levels to the downside in case we do get a breakdown. But just remember here, my general sentiment, for the most part, has been, that we could come down to this level and put in a higher low, slightly higher low, and I'll just mark that out for you. Let me grab the horizontal ray, and if I put it right on these bodies, you can see that this is indeed technically a higher low. So, we could wind up turning around here, but we're going to talk about why we may be a little bit worried about that not happening in a second. But again, not too much to pull away from the weekly. Shout out to Dave Digital, said not late. I was doing sound check. Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you. And Dave Digital is responsible for how crisp and clear all this audio is, guys. I don't even know if it's crisp and clear, but shout out to Dave Digital. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for doing that sound check out here keeping the Frankie Candles microphone working well. Shout out to Dave. But yeah, we got to be open to that higher low. But again, we'll talk about why I'm a little bit worried about it. 5-day money flow now crossing over into the red. Speaking of those potentially alarming signals. But we're going to talk, we got some stuff to look at here, guys. 4-day money flow generally cruising to the downside. This would be more bearish in the medium term. However, your VWAP is starting to roll back to the upside. 3-day VWAP also rolling around up to that zero line. So again, money flow indicating the longer term trend, but these higher daily time frame VWAPs coming up towards those zero lines could indicate a bounce incoming, right? So yeah, VWAP coming up on your 3-day. 2-day was printing that green dot yesterday and then wound up unprinting here. But again, once that 2-day green dot prints, it is going to be more likely than not that it will give us some kind of a move to the upside. And again, we've looked many times on this channel at the areas or levels that we would be looking at for a rejection. And I will just pull up the chart to take a look real quick here if I can find it. Let me go ahead and unhide all of this TA. And bada boom, right? As you guys know, that kind of first major level that I would be looking at is going to be this golden pocket 200-day moving average 786 retracement right here between about 27,102 and 27,540. That's going to be the first big area, right? So maybe we get that 2-day green dot. We start creeping up here. This would be the first area I would look for that strong resistance. If we get above that level, right? If I go ahead and pull this range, if we get above this level, I would be looking up towards that. Let's get a bing bong up here. If we get above this purple box, I would be looking up towards this POC, which is not on this chart, but it is on the Bybit chart. So I would be looking at this as a pretty key level to look for a rejection at. And if we get over here, I am going to be looking for a move up to the high of that range. And that is coming in between, this zone is coming in between $29,269 and $29,913. But we're not there quite yet. This is if we get that 2-day green dot and it gives us a significant move, right? Because in the grand scheme of things, guys, we simply went from the high of the value area, right? Got rejected, accepted back into the range, and now we are sitting right back at the low as expected. So there is a possibility that we could make it back up to the high of this range. But again, I am a little bit worried for some specific reasons, and most of it has to do with the higher time frame money flow, like the 3-day, the 4-day, right? Looking for a crossover into the red with that money flow, and that 5-day also crossing over into the red. This is typically a pretty bearish sign, right? Last time we had a 5-day money flow crossover, you could see this was essentially the top of the bull market, right? We came down a little bit, money flow crossover into the red, massive bear market, right? And now I'm not expecting a massive bear market, but you can see here we faked out into the red just a little bit here on the 5-day back in June, wound up giving us a little bit of a breakdown down to this value area low, and then really quickly, this was kind of just a fake out into the red, back into the green, then we got that big bounce, but this could be time to spend a little bit more time here in a bigger red wave. So just something to keep an eye on. This would be a little bit more bearish in the medium term, which would definitely cause some problems getting all the way back up to this value area high. So just something to keep in mind. VWAP on the daily starting to round over. This would be a little bit more bearish in the short term. Money flow in the red. 12-hour money VWAP rolling back over to the downside. 16-hour red dot looking to print as well. Your 10-hour printing your fresh red dot now. Let's go ahead and check that for a blood diamond. No blood diamond on the 10-hour. That is somewhat of a good sign. But if you switch over to Heikinashi candles, boom, there it is in all of its glory. 10-hour blood diamond definitely going to be more bearish than bullish on that signal. So just keep that in mind. This could wind up bringing us a little bit further down. And again, we are going to cover those targets to the downside if we wind up getting a bigger breakdown in just a second. Coming on down to the 6-hour, red dot confirmed. Your 8-hour, also blood diamond printing, red dot printing, which is, you kind of need that for the blood diamond. But red dot printing here on our 8-hour with that blood diamond. Definitely starting to get those concerning signals for more downside being those, it's doing a Bart with ears. Yo, who said that? Who said it? Shout out to the bird next door. Yeah, that just got me real good. But yeah, 8-hour red dot printing with that blood diamond. Coming down to that those lower time frames. Money flow on the 30-minute back in the red. Definitely a little bit more concerning. Yeah, I would say, guys, this is somewhat concerning with all these blood diamonds printing and the 5-day money flow coming out. So definitely going to be cautious of some more downside here, right? Especially with your daily VWAP starting to want to kind of roll over here just a little bit. And, we've been looking at the 10, the 12, and the 16-hour red dots for some time, right? The VWAP started coming down here. Then we got a little bit of a bounce off that zero line. I do think it's about time to start printing some red dots on these higher time frames. So if you get that 12, 16-hour red dot, that is likely where a bigger move down will start. Now, what happens if we do wind up getting that bigger move down? Well, I'm going to start here on the higher time frames, and then we'll go zoom into this local range and talk about what price is likely to do, over the next few hours rather than the next few days, which we're going to go over right now. So with this with this value area low sitting at about $25,785, guys, if we lose this level, you have to realize that when you deviate from a value area, this is actually where I start to look for longs. A lot of people, this is why I used to be more of a breakout trader, guys, basically meaning that you wait for a breakout and then enter your trade. But it didn't take me long to realize that that doesn't really work. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be profitable being a breakout trader, but when I was trying to trade breakouts, I was a much newer trader, right? And I wouldn't have even had the tools accessible to me to be a profitable breakout trader. So I'm not saying it doesn't work ever, but I learned very, very quickly after, oh my God, we're breaking the levels, short, wrecked, right? Oh my God, we're breaking out, short, wrecked, right? Oh my God, I'm sorry, long, wrecked. Oh my God, we're breaking out, we're going to 100K, long, wrecked, right? So that's why I don't trade breakouts anymore, because in my experience, I just kept getting wrecked. And again, back then, I probably didn't even really know exactly what to look for. But nonetheless, oftentimes, when you get these deviations below your value area, this is actually now where I would look for longs, right? Because, when you deviate away from that value area low, you are looking at this as oversold, and it's more likely that you're going to get sucked back into your area of balance, which is within your volume profile range, which is between these two levels, right? So if we deviate, I'm not immediately going to get super, super bearish, but again, with the higher time frame money flow, coming back to the downside, looking to cross over into the red, I would say that there is a possibility that we will break this range, right? So what happens if we do get a bigger breakdown? What levels can we be looking at for some support? And if you guys watch the show, this will be familiar to you, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this. Let me unextend it to the right. I'm going to pull this local range here, and this is going to be kind of the next area that I'm going to be looking for some strong support. And it's going to basically be right here. Let me grab my Ray tool and my lock. Go ahead and pull that value area high, POC, and your value area low. I'm going to go ahead and label this stuff. We'll go previous value area high, previous POC, and your previous value area low. So there we go. And I'm going to highlight this with a box because I just think it helps people identify where the actual value area is. So within this white box is our next value area. And what do we always talk about on this channel? I'll even highlight this as a value area as well, right? So we look at the charts in terms of ranges, right? Or in terms of specifically volume profile ranges. And basically, price finds balance within a range, right? This is where price wants to trade. You could think of this as a fair price for Bitcoin, right? People have decided that between 25,800 and about 29,615, this is generally within this range. This is what people are agreeing is a fair value for Bitcoin, right? So that's why every time you deviate to the upside, you're thinking it's oversold, looking for shorts back into the range. And when you deviate to the downside, you're looking for longs to get a rip back up to the high of the range. And this is how we trade. And it's very, very, very lucrative, right? But price will find balance. Price ranges about 80% of the time, guys. So you have balance and then you have imbalance. And when you get imbalance, typically price will leave a value area and it will immediately go either seek out previous balance, which would be right here, previous balance meaning a previous value area, or it will just simply make new balance. Shout out to the sneakers. I make that joke about 40 times a month. But if we lose this area of balance, price is generally going to seek out the next area of balance if it doesn't get sucked up back into this one. So naturally, where is price going to go? It's going to seek out balance, and it's going to come back down. I don't want to sound too decisive here, but it is likely that you're going to come back down to this area of balance between about 24,300 and about 21,900, right? So these things can be very, 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 this could wind up being very bearish, right? Because if we leave this area of balance, we lose this range, price is likely going to shoot through this level, and if we come back here and don't get a strong bounce off the value area high, you are likely, If you get stuck under here and can't get back above that value area high, you are going to be accepted back into this range and head down towards your point of control at about 22,974. Obviously, you're going to expect some turbulence there, but eventually you would expect to come down to your value area low, again, coming in at about 21.9. Not really a good look for Bitcoin if we wind up getting accepted back into this range. But if we do get some kind of a massive dump, and I want to point out, guys, not only is this a value area high, but if we pull our fib from this swing low to the high of the year, you could see we have this golden pocket in perfect confluence with our value area high. So I'm actually going to highlight this as a blue box, letting us know that we have decent confluence here, and this is going to be likely a pretty strong level. And if you look at any of the leverage exchanges, such as Bybit, I don't know, is that on the Femex chart? I'm not 100% sure, but if you come down to Bybit, you will notice we actually did get a wick, and that bounce off that wick, when we got this panic wick all the way down here, a liquidation wick, whatever you want to call it, when we got this big wick down here, where did we bounce off of? We bounced right off that golden pocket value area high confluence, right? So if we get back down there, likely going to be a place we look for a bounce, and not only is it a strong level of support, but the volume profile allows us to get context into the market that if we know, letting us know that if this level breaks, what are we likely to see? We are likely to see acceptance into the range and a revisit of the value area low. And you can see just like our golden pocket value area high has confluence, we also have confluence between our 786 and our value area low. So this is going to be two major levels to look at, but just this whole value area in general is going to be very important to watch. And like we've seen this happen time and time again. If I pull up the Bitstamp chart, you guys can see here, let me turn off these spider lines real quick. Shout out to CryptoFace. But you guys can see here, we did the same thing back here. We were looking at a value area, right? This was the value area low. I'll just label that really quickly, right? We had a value area low up here. We broke up above this range. All levels were respected. We went from the low to the high, from the high to the low, back to the POC, and then we lost the area of balance. And where did we go? We went and seeked out previous balance. And where was that previous balance? The previous balance was within this old range, right? And you can see we lost this area of balance and we simply entered a new area of balance, right? Or a previous area of balance. This isn't a new area. This was already here. But, you know, you have these two overlapping value areas. And, you know, I always talk about these levels giving us context into where price is likely to go next. And for this example, you know this is a value area low as well as a value area high of a previous range. So you know this is a key level. Not a key level because it looks really strong, right? Or a low price bounced off this a lot. It's really strong, right? That's not why. It's because we now know that if we lose this value area low, not only are you losing an area of balance, but you're also potentially getting accepted into this area of balance. And what happened? Price absolutely ripped right through this range, straight to the value area low. And then if you extend your volume profile range, you can see we are now just made a giant macro value area. And now that's where we're bouncing off of right now. So just kind of breaking that down so you guys have an idea of how I look at these volume profiles. But it's just that same theory of price finding balance, losing balance, and then simply seeking out another area of balance, right? So same thing here. We lose this area of balance. We kind of have this gap here. And if we pull up our VPVR, or visible range volume profile, you can see we actually do have some kind of volume within here, but oftentimes between the value areas, there is much less volume, right? And it oftentimes results in getting very, very quick moves, right? So you have clear balance here. Look at all these high volume nodes within here, and then you generally have a big fall off in volume. You have a little spike right there, but for the most part, you really just have, you know, high volume node here, high volume node here, high volume node here. So price is going to leave this area of balance, or if we leave this area of balance, it's going to likely target that next high volume node. These high volume nodes act as magnets, right? And that's why when you deviate away from a range, like if you're hanging out down here where there's not a lot of volume, likely, like you could see right here, you don't have a lot of volume here, right? So when price dips into that area, oftentimes it won't stick around there very often. It's going to get sucked to the highest volume node. And what happened? It got sucked right back up towards this high volume node. So just to spit a little bit of side sauce, this is why we're looking down towards this range. And just like we looked at that previous example on the Bitstamp chart of losing this area and coming down into this area, it's the same exact thing. If we lose this area, we're simply looking to get accepted into this area. And all three of these key levels are likely to hold strong, right? Or not hold strong, but they're likely to give you a reaction, be respected, and again, give you context into where price is likely to go next. Shout out to my hair, guys. But I am going to go ahead and throw on that Frankie Candles hat. I don't know. I just really like this new color, guys. This new color is like, I think, my favorite. I didn't think I was going to like it. It's like a Carhartt brown. I don't know if they're live on the site yet, but they should be soon. Tony, can you actually check on that? Is this color live on the website? But continuing on here, guys. That's really the level. I mean, just in a nutshell, I don't want to overcomplicate things and talk about, every single level of support and resistance, but really keep a keen eye, keeping it simple and just keeping an eye on those actual key levels, right? Because technically, you're likely to find some kind of support here. You're likely to find some kind of support here and here. But, that's not really, it's not as significant as the levels down here. So, I'm just going to keep on. I'm going to leave you guys with the key levels here, and really nothing has changed. We've looked at this before as we've kind of just been ranging around down here for the last few days. So let's go down to the lower time frames and see what this actual local price action could be telling us. And for that, I'm going to come on over to the fresh chart. That's not the fresh chart. That's not the fresh chart either. I'm going to have to open up the fresh chart here, guys. Bear with me. Shout out to anybody who was in ATB tonight, showing love. Let's go. Frank, I want a black hat with a white leather emblem. Please help. Black hat with a white leather. Dave Digital. That might be a really, really good idea. You may have just, oh God, shout out to Take Profits. That might, hey, you might wind up seeing those on the site at some point. These are, I don't know if we can get white leather, but we might try. Schnazzy color hat. Shout out to Maladine. Let's see. Thank you, Frank. Shout out to Dave Digital. No problem, brother. Tony D, the underboss coming in. Just Dave Digital. It can be done. It can be arranged. That's a very mafia word. Let's go. Shout out to Darren Does Things in the house. Says Creighton C. Doubt I'll get liquidated or stopped on it. That was probably a prior conversation. Shout out to Darren Does Things. I appreciate you for being here, bro. Shout out to Meladine. Said my first shout out. Let's go, Meladine. We'll even throw some cash for you. Sorry, I only had 200 on the desk. It's all on the floor from last night. But anyway, shout out to Meladine and DeHall in the chat as well. My merch is stuck at customs. No way, DeHall. We'll have to go down there and talk to the customs officer. But let's see here. Let's go ahead and dive into that local price action on the fresh chart, which I guess is what we were already on, guys. That's embarrassing. Don't make fun of me, though. Let's go ahead, and I'm actually going to group all this in a folder and go ahead and hide it, and we will call this current levels. I'm just going to boom, boom, hidden. We'll get rid of the volume profiles because these are very easy to find, for me at least. But let's go ahead and zoom into the lower time frames and see what this range is got going on for us. Right, I'm going to come up to the 1 hour. I'm going to turn off Market Cipher A just to clean up the charts a bit. And let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on here. So let's go ahead and pull that volume. Let's pull that whole range. Now, yesterday, guys, if you remember, did we have this on the, let me see. Did we have this on the live stream chart? Let's pull up the, no. Okay, so we'll just look at this. So yesterday, you guys will know, let me find the actual area where we were. Yesterday was the 23rd of August at about, our live stream was at about 5:45 p.m. Yeah, so guys, I'm going to go to regular candles because if you remember from yesterday, we were actually, and I want to talk about this, guys. I really, really want to talk about this because once again, it's like the volume profiles. Let's go ahead and go into bar replay mode. Yes, yesterday, last night, we were sitting right about, let's see, what is it? 3, 4, 5, 5:45. All right, so we were basically sitting right here. And what were we looking at? Let me go back in time just a tiny bit more. So what do we have, right? We had our price action, deviate below the value area, right? Just like I was talking about 2 seconds ago, you deviate from that value area. This is where you want to be looking for potential long positions based off of other things, right? You don't just want to see a deviation and be like, oh my God, long, right? You want to make sure everything else looks good. You want to do your other TA, look at Market Cipher B. What is it telling you? What are your other time frames telling you? But when you see a deviation from the value area, you are thinking oversold. We might get sucked back into the value area, and that's what made us put the long setup down here in the premium Discord. We caught that long. You're at this point, you're expecting to get a move up to, let me spit the sauce here real quick, guys. Let me pull up the, right? So let's say, I'm not going to, hang on, I'm going to pull my face camera up really quickly here because I am now scarred for life. I am very, very cautious of pulling up the Discord and clicking on things until I make sure what we're looking at is okay. Yeah, so we did have, God, I don't want to dox too much stuff in the premium. It's not fair for the people who pay, but I do want to spit some decent sauce here. I want to show the setup, but it's really hard for me to pull it up without showing current stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about what we were looking at. We had this big wick to the downside, and we were looking for an entry down here on this wick based off of, we'll spit this sauce. We were looking for a swing failure pattern. Now, I don't know if I've talked about this on the show that much, but I'm going to label this real quick. SFP, right? Swing failure pattern. I'm going to label it. We were waiting for price for a very specific thing, right? And this is, guys, this is one of the highest hit rate trading strategies that you can use, right? So we're going to spit the sauce here. And this is what you're looking for a swing failure pattern. Basically, I'm not going to go into exactly how to find the levels. I might make a pre-recorded tutorial on this very soon. But for instance, what you're looking for on a swing failure pattern is you're going to be looking for a very specific key level. In this case, it was this wick from back here. And what you're looking for is a candlestick pattern. You're waiting for price to hit this level. Specifically, you're looking for price to wick below this level, wick back up, and then close above the key level that you have marked out, again, back here off of this wick, right? So price comes down, wicks back up, closes the body above your key level, right? And then on the confirmation of that next candle, that is where you would be looking to enter the trade. Now, you can try to front run this if you're looking at certain things such as exo charts, which I'm not really going to go into really in detail here, but if you guys are familiar with exo charts, this is what it looks like. I know it looks very confusing, very, very scary, but I just, when I refer exo charts, I'm referring to looking at something like this. I know you guys probably see me pull this up a couple of times, but there are some specific confirmations that you can find on exo charts, and I believe this is that wick. Potentially, yeah, I think it is. There are some things you could look at on exo charts if you're looking to snipe an entry in the wick. But that's going to be for another day. It's a little bit more advanced stuff. But, basically all you're looking for here is a wick below the level, the candle body to come back up, close above the level, and then typically on the confirmation, that's like what a lot of people do, on the confirmation of the next candle, that's where you enter the trade. So this is the strategy I was using on that long setup. And basically you're looking to either get filled on the crack of that wick. That's what I did. So I just had my order filled on the crack of that wick. And then this is a little more advanced because I enter these with sometimes without a stop loss. And then once price wicks back above that level, you can go ahead and put your stop loss, depending on your risk tolerance, below the last wick or just below this SFP level. It's really going to be dependent on each individual trader. A lot of people, what they will do, though, is enter on the confirmation. So a lot of people would have gotten an entry on the body of the next candle. But that's what you're looking for, right? You're just looking to enter, and you're waiting for that candle to close the body above your key level, and that is what's known as a swing failure pattern. And again, it is one of the highest hit rate strategies that I have found, right? And when you could pair this with bullish divergences on the lower time frames, which we actually did wind up getting, as you can see right here. This is like the super sauce, guys. Lower lows on your price action into the key level with your momentum waves making the higher lows. You get the bullish divergence. Your money flow is generally trending up, and this is a great confirmation, right? And you could just trade based off the swing failure, but this is, especially when paired with divergences as well as confirmations on exo charts. Again, I'm not going to go into it, but when you could compare and get all of these confirmations, guys, oftentimes these are very, very high hit rate. But looking for that to bring you back up to the value area high of the range, where you would be taking profits, right? You're You're hoping this brings you up to the value area low, and then the POC, and then eventually the value area high, where you would take your second take profit and then potentially hold a moon bag for even higher. And this obviously wound up hitting for about 4.5%. Beautiful setup. But this is essentially what we look at on the live stream the other day, guys. Looking for a deviation below the range, your bullish confirmations. And again, for that specific trade, one of the things we were looking at to enter was the swing failure. But you're just essentially waiting for price to come to your value area low, deviate, and then you're looking to find an entry signal, right? You're not, and this is what I mean by you don't just want to wait for price to break the level and they're just randomly long. You need, when I say you need to find entry signals, I'm talking about things like, and I think sometimes I've been a little vague about this, and I want to be very clear. When I say you got to find your bullish confirmations or your entry signals, it's not always, but oftentimes I'm talking about divergences or swing failures or money flow crossovers or whatever it is. You have to have your key levels set, but it's not about trading the key levels. It's about making sure you get confirmations at those key levels. Otherwise, you're just blindly gambling, right? So when you combine that, like if you can train yourself and condition yourself to sit on your hands and not overtrade when there's no trade on the chart, sit there on your hands and spend a day out of trades. No trades for a day. If there's no setup, don't trade it, right? But you want to have your key level set, sit on your hands, wait for price to come to your key level, and when it approaches your key level, you're looking for the bullish confirmations, and the more confirmations, the better. And for this particular trade, we had a lot of confirmations, so obviously it wound up playing out in a beautiful way. But just simply put, it deviated from the value area. In your head, you're expecting this to be, you're thinking of this as oversold, and you're expecting to get a push back into your value area range and looking for a move up to the value area high, and then you can take your moon bag and potentially take profits, move your stop loss to your break-even level, and then wait for a moon above the level, and you can hold that moon bag for some potential extra gain. But now what's happening up here? You're deviating from the range, and I hope to God somebody is watching these streams. They're 15 streams in, and they're like, dang, this guy, I've been watching this guy, and he talks about this, and I finally saw it on the chart, and I acted on it, and I made some money, right? This is why I do these live streams every single weekday. It's for the free education. And what happens when you deviate from the value area to the upside? Well, the opposite of what happens when you deviate from the downside, right? You deviate to the upside, and this is kind of where we were yesterday. And again, this is a little earlier. This is 5 p.m., but we deviate to the upside. Now we're looking for bearish confirmations. I'm not going to run through all the confirmations, but we're thinking we're oversold, probably going to get, this is the value area. This is where price recently found balance. If we're oversold, we're likely to get sucked back into that area of balance, more specifically towards the POC and even potentially towards the value area low. I'm running out of breath here, but let's continue on. Let's continue on because this is the sauce. Here we go. Looking for your bearish confirmations. What happened here? Now, yesterday during the stream, I do believe, actually, I think we were looking at a slightly different range. I believe the value area was a little bit higher. I think it was pulled from up here. There you go. This is the range that we were looking at yesterday. So we're out of the range, looking for bearish confirmations. We did get some up here on top of having a key level. But what happened, right? We were looking at price right here. This is literally what we were looking at to the candle on the stream yesterday. You guys will remember this. Tony D, if you could clip that part of the stream, it was probably in the beginning, you're going to see price action just like this. And we talked about this candle potentially bearishly retesting this value area high. Tony, if you could clip that and find it, don't go crazy, but if you could find it easily, clip it and DM it to me on Discord, I'll show the clip. Right? And I'm not doing it to be like, look, I told you. I just want to show you guys that this stuff works. So grab your uncooked spaghetti, your uncooked lasagna, and dip your spaghetti in your marinade or marinara sauce and take those notes because this is the sauce. If you get that joke, you're an OG. If not, just laugh anyway to make me feel better. Anyway, this is what we were looking at. We broke below the value area high, right? We deviated, oversold, right? Back below the value area, and this was a bearish retest. And we were talking about, based off things on Market Cypher, that we may bing-bong around up on this level. It's likely going to confuse you. But if you get below that value area high and you cannot get back above, likely you're going to reject back into the area of balance, and you're going to come down towards that value area low. And then we bing-bonged. Let me extend this value area so it keeps up because these levels do shift slightly. Right? We bing-bonged. Come on, Mouse. You got it. Shout out to Crypto Totoro. We will get AAA batteries. We didn't have any. We got to buy them. I didn't realize that. But You guys will learn what I'm talking about probably tomorrow. But we bing-bonged around on the value area high, and what happened? We wound up getting stuck below it. We couldn't decisively break above it. I don't know how long I'm going to tap here. We're on the 15-minute chart. And what happened? You come down to the POC, right? And then if you can't hold that POC, you're looking for that move down to the value area low, which we actually did front run slightly. We didn't necessarily come down and tap that value area. Let me spawn the levels real quick. We didn't come down and tap that level exactly, but we got very, 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 very close, right? And if you were trading this, you would have, I'm not going to go through all the confirmations and all that good stuff, but you would have found your bearish confirmations up here. Let's just say, you went short, close to the value area high. Your thoughts for this trade is going to be to come all the way down to the value area low. However, you are going to be taking your first take profit at the POC. So you come down, hit the POC, take profit, right? Not financial advice. Move your stop loss to break even. You now have a 100% guaranteed winning trade, right? This is the only way you could guarantee a win on a trade, is to take profit and move your stop loss to break even, because now you're just sitting here, you've already paid yourself, and you're waiting for price to hit your second take profit at the value area low. And for whatever reason, if you don't wind up going back down there to tap that value area low, you could get a big move up and get stopped out. But what's happening? You're getting stopped out in profit, and you still make money. So that is what they call a guaranteed winning trade. If anyone is telling you they have guaranteed winning trades, and if they're saying it's anything other than that, they're lying to you, right? It's the only way you can really guarantee a win. They have a strategy that is guaranteed to win. It's garbage and not true and a scam. If they have signals that are guaranteed wins, that's a scam. That is the only way you can guarantee a winning trade. But there you go. And you guys can see, not only did we catch the long, but we also caught the short. People ask me all the time, dude, how do you always just long the tops and short the bottoms? And don't get me wrong, guys. I don't catch every move up and down. I get stopped out. I lose trades. I don't want to act like I win all my trades. I don't. That's a complete fact. But oftentimes, when you have these high win rate strategies, you can catch the longs. You can catch the shorts. And people are like, oh my God, you're a wizard. And I'm sitting here like, nah, dude, I'm a normal guy. I am not a wizard. I just have a strategy that works, and I control my emotions. And that's why I come here to teach you guys this for free every single day. But that's the sauce, guys, and a little bit of SFP, swing failure pattern sauce. I will probably make a pre-recorded video going a little bit deeper into this, explaining what is actually happening behind the candlesticks here, because there is a reason why you look for these and why price breaks a level and then closes back above it. There is a reason and kind of an idea. A lot of you guys probably know why swing failure patterns happen, but that's what we're looking at, guys, and hopefully, hopefully this volume profile stuff is really getting through to some of you guys. I get some messages sometimes, and people are like, dude, I watched your stream yesterday, and I made money. I took what you taught me, and I brought it to the charts, and I made money, dude. And these are the things that these are the things that give me goosebumps when I get these messages. This is why I come up here every single day and do this. So there you go. People say, Frankie, do you have a crystal ball? And I'm like, no, definitely not. Definitely not. But the volume profile, that is the crystal ball, guys. That is the crystal ball. All right, let's see. Are some time frames more reliable for trading value areas? Slightly uncertain. I'm slightly uncertain. No, I'm kidding. I'm actually no, not really. You can apply this to any time frame. You can apply this to the 1 minute, right? And you could just go ahead and we could just back test this, right? Let's go ahead and pull a range here. Right, we'll just pull a nice little range on this area. Not the cleanest range. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a cleaner range. Not really, but for the most part, it's the same thing, right? You're on the 1 minute here. You deviate from the high. You come back to the POC, back to the high, back to the low. Deviation from the low, back to the high. It all plays out essentially the same. Even on the weekly, come up to something like the weekly chart. This is actually. Let me do this. Let me tease this. Still in development. Almost, I will say this, guys. I teased this very, very briefly on stream recently. But I will say, you guys will be finding out a lot more information on what this is very, very soon. But let me just go into the settings here, and let me change some things. Multi-time frame divergences. Don't read any of this, guys. Don't look at any of this. I'm going to have to flash you guys with the Men in Black flash thing. But please don't write any of this down or just don't look at it. But anyway, here you go, right? You have your value area up here. You deviate, and this is the weekly chart, right? So this is working on the same thing. This is the same thing, right? You have your area of value right here, your area of balance or value area between here at about 49.5 and about 25.520, right? And then what happens? You come down, you deviate from your value area, right? And what happens? I don't know. This kind of looks like a lower low on your price action with a higher. This looks like a weekly bull div if I had to say. That is indeed a sauce can. But what happens, right? You deviate, you're oversold, and what are you looking for? You're looking for bullish confirmations to get a move back up towards that value area, and then you're looking to flip that value area to support. And if you flip that value area to support, you could potentially come back up and revisit your point of control, right? And now, obviously, we got close. We didn't totally get up to the point of control. There's no guarantees, but you could see it works just on the weekly. It works just as well as it does on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. Now, swing failure patterns, I do typically find that they work a little bit better on the 15, the 1 hour, and the 30 minute are kind of the main things that I look at when I'm looking for swing failures. But that's for another day. There you go. That is the sauce, guys. And that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin, right? That is what we're looking at on Bitcoin. So those are the levels to the downside that I am keeping my eye on in case we get some kind of a bigger move down. Let me go ahead and pull. I got to stop using so many charts because I can never figure out which one we need to be looking at. But yeah, I think I actually just hid the TA. Bada boom, right? So this is. Let me go ahead and delete all this. Bada boom. And we'll go to a lower time frame. But yeah, if we get a bigger move down, guys, those are the key levels that we're looking at. We're looking down towards this value area if we're able to break that range. But again, just kind of playing the lower time frame ranges, like just playing the local price action here until we get a bigger breakdown or a bigger break up. And now you guys have all the key levels to the upside and all the key levels to the downside. And we do it here for you every single day at 5:45. So with all that being said, guys, I think that is all we got for Bitcoin, and it's about that time for the altcoin section of the stream. So go ahead and spam those altcoins right now. Shout out to Ben. Ben says, shorting, let's go. Best of luck to you. And I don't say that as in, like, good luck. I just mean, like, I hope it plays out. Let's see. Long the top, short the bottoms. Shout out to Nigel Smith. I would not long the tops and short the bottoms. I would reverse that. Let's see. Let's see. Redman says, I see why you don't sleep on trades, Frankie. Yeah, if I can avoid it, I do. And if I have to go to bed with a trade open, I will definitely set a stop loss. Make sure it's set. Wayne C says the Frankie Cater. Shout out to Lux Algo. Let's see. ETH, please. Yes, we will take a look at ETH. Shout out to B. Griffin. Multi-sig dummy in the chat. What is going on, bro? Good to see you in here. What is going on, Multi-sig? Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Multi-sig. Said the fib is your friend, so pull it till the end. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. Let's see. Frank the Bank. Yo, Frank the Bank. I like that. Bro tip. Shout out to Bro tip. Bart on BNB. We could try to take a look. Saucinator. Ooh, I like that, huh? Veet the Barber in the chat. Let's go. 4 hour on the ETH Blood Diamond. Let's go ahead and check it, guys. Taking a look at Ethereum or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on. Let's see. Bada boom. It's so hard not to get distracted by chat, guys, if I'm being honest. But let's go ahead and continue on. Bitcoin Cash. We can take a look at Bitcoin Cash. The Biomech said sauce coin incoming. I said this since the day I started my channel. Very, very low chances that I do anything like that. I just think, I don't know if I'm willing to handle that responsibility of like having our own coin. It comes with a lot of responsibility, a lot of stuff. So I probably would never would never do that. But you never know. But most likely I would never do that. But let's go ahead and see. It would be cool, though. It would be cool. I just don't know if I'm willing to take that responsibility on. It's like you create an asset, and then if it doesn't go well, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I don't know if I would do that. But I would be more likely to do like an NFT project. But I think it would be like a free NFT project. I don't know. Yeah, man, I don't know. But we'll have to see. Frank Coin, shout out to Crypto Jam. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at FCC, Frankie Candles coin to the moon. I will say this, guys. If you ever see anything out there with my name on it, it is not me ever. Ever. If I ever did something like that, you guys would hear it from me. But as of the plans right now, I will never do anything like that. So if anything comes out like Sauce Coin or Bing Bong or anything like that, it's a scam. It's not me ever. Please protect yourself. But anyway, taking a look at Ethereum, guys. Obviously, we were looking at ETH yesterday. Let's see, 4-hour blood diamond, they say. And I say, no! Well, 4-hour blood diamond was confirmed up here before you're dumped to the downside. But let's go ahead and dig in here on the lower time frames and see what we got going on. So, obviously, we got the door to lower prices here, but we are holding it as support. And very similar to Bitcoin, we are just looking at this as a sideways range. What happened? We deviated from the low of the range here, right? Let's go ahead and zoom out. We deviated below the value area. We are now oversold, before getting a move back up towards that value area low, bang our head back down, catch the support on the doorway to lower prices, and then bing bong right up to the high of the range. So, I mean, you'll see this stuff play out. This is the same price action as Bitcoin for the most part, but you guys will see this play out more often than not. What happens? You get a slight wick above your value area high, and then boom, right back down to the POC. I think we looked at this yesterday, potentially. Respect right on that point of control. Little retracement, and then right back down to the value area low. And this is why you want to long the bottom and short the tops, right? You don't want to be the person that sees oh my God, it's breaking out, long, and then you just get wrecked, right? You want to short the tops, long the bottoms with multiple confirmations. And as of right now, guys, we are holding the value area low as support at 1650. So we could potentially look for a move up to our POC. However, if you take a look at the 4-hour VWAP kind of getting rejected at the zero line there a little bit. 2-hour VWAP looking for the green dot. Yeah, if we continue this move up, I would simply look for a move up to our POC. And then if we get above that POC, I would simply look for a move up to that value area high, sitting at about 1692. And yeah, I these are the levels I would take, guys. And you know, until we break this range decisively to the downside or the upside, I would look to bing the tops and then bong the bottoms. Bing the tops and bong the bottoms, right? Not blindly, but with multiple confirmations. Shout out to Tony D. Said 60 seconds clip from yesterday. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go face cam really quickly here, guys. And I want to see if you guys can. Let's see. Should we do this? I think we should, because I think this will help people learn. But let me just go ahead and click that link. Hope we don't bring up anything. I got to be very, very careful. I got to be very, very careful on YouTube here, guys. Because yeah, I think you guys know why. All right, let me just go ahead and make sure you guys are going to be able to hear this. And this is what we were looking at yesterday. And I don't show this. Yeah, he found the exact spot. I don't do this to say, hey, look, we were right. I do this to educate so you guys can see this happen before it actually does happen. You can see this happening before it actually moves like we do. So let me go ahead and make sure that you guys can. I think you will be able to hear this. Let's analyze. Okay, I'm going to play this assuming you guys can hear it. And if you can't hear it, then I'm going to play a quiet clip for 60 seconds, and then we're just going to go back to the TA. Here we go. This is yesterday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At here, right? Let's analyze some of these higher time frames. Let's look at the 1 hour, right? 1 hour, money flow coming up on the 1 hour. VWAP starting to round back up. Let's check the 4 hour. 4 hours starting to cool off a little bit here. Take a look at the 45-minute. Yeah, 45-minute fresh red dot. Money flow generally coming up. But when you're looking at what you're looking at here, guys, is it's not just, hey, we broke this level short, right? It's not that easy. But
what you're looking at is to get stuck underneath this level, right? So if we break below this level, right, and things look bearish, and we cannot get back above this value area high, that is then where you are looking to get a move to your POC, right? But you're not necessarily looking for the short here. You're looking for the short on the deviation where you're overbought, right, outside of the actual value area, right? This is the value area. So just a little quick and dirty on anybody who's new. This is that here.
Well, there you go, guys. There you go. There was the clip from yesterday, talking about that potential move, at least on Bitcoin, back down to the POC, which we did wind up getting, right? And again, also back down to the value area low, but we just front ran it a little bit, right? So, and again, the reason I do that is not to show, hey, look, we were right. It was to show you guys that if you apply what you learn on this stream, you will see it play out, not just if you apply what you learn, but if you learn the volume profiles and you understand how they work, you will see them play out more often than they don't, right? And again, like if you can take advantage of this and truly understand it, you can imagine how lucrative it could be to make money. But back to Ethereum, thank you so much for finding that, Tony. Because sometimes I do this for myself too. Because sometimes, guys, I don't know. I look at charts so often that sometimes I don't remember what I actually say and what I actually just see on my own and think in my head, right? So I never want to say, hey, look, we were looking at that yesterday, and then people are sitting here like, you didn't look at that yesterday. Because it's definitely possible, right? I look at the charts 24/7. So it gets very confusing. But and the same way that we were looking at that price on Bitcoin, we are looking for the same thing here. If we hold this value area low, you could expect to move to the POC and potentially the value area high. But if you take a look at the daily, VWAP starting to roll back over, right? So this would, in 16-hour, looking for the red dot, 12-hour, looking for the red dot, 10-hour red dot printing. So if we do get a move to that POC, I would be cautious of a potential push up into the POC and then eventually a breakdown of that range to come a little bit lower. And if we do wind up losing this range and coming a bit lower on Bitcoin, next key level, again, we have been looking at something very similar on Bitcoin. Yeah, because right now, guys, to be honest, I'm going to get rid of this doorway to lower prices because it's really annoying. But this is the POC of this previous range. You can see right now, we are essentially in the macro, we're kind of, that POC, let me make this make sense for you guys. This is a previous value area high from back here, right? So this is a previous value area. I'm going to turn this white to differentiate it, right? So you got to think to yourself, we could not only, if we come up, let's say we come up and we bearishly retest this POC, we're also bearishly retesting the value area high. And if you get accepted into this, if you get below this value area high and can't get back above it, where are you going to likely go next? Well, the POC. POC is actually really close to the value area high, so it's not that dramatic of a move. But if you start losing this POC, let me get rid of this blue box real quick. If you lose this POC, right, you're likely to go back down to your value area low, right, which is coming in at about 1540. So that could be a pretty big spill for Ethereum. But, no guarantees we get down there. But now you guys have the key levels and again, the context behind what actually goes into the levels and what to expect if certain levels are broken. So there you go. Let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the altcoins here. Let's see. Shout out to Creighton C. Says, Frankie, it's okay. You were right. It's okay to be right. If people don't appreciate you for helping them, that's on them. The sauce is fire. Smash it. And he's talking about the like button, not your computer screen. Shout out to Creighton C. I appreciate you for doing that or saying that. Means a lot, bro. I do appreciate you. And I know you're soaking up all the sauce. Shout out to Creighton C. One of our biggest supporters. We love Creighton. And he is also our like police. So, Creighton, don't be afraid to drop the hammer on these people. If they ain't hitting that like button, let's go. Do it for Creighton. Do it for Creighton. Don't even do it for me. Check pinned comments for alts. Thank you so much, Chemistry Bro. I appreciate you. Captain Kirk, chilling in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Cap. Jeanette says, is the Blood Diamond still there? On the monthly, I would assume it is. But let's go ahead and check it. Whoops. Let's go ahead and check it out here. Go ahead and hide that TA. Zoom in. And unfortunately, it probably is still there. I just don't have Market Cipher Aeon. Oh, baby, it's still there. I'm just going to hide it. I don't want to look at it. Definitely something you want to keep an eye on. This could be mega bearish. The only other monthly Blood Diamond I've seen, at least recently, was the one that we looked back at on Bitcoin. It's not on all, or I guess it's right here.
during 2020, March of 2020. It basically signaled the black swan, got the big dump down, and it was really just a retracement before coming back into our bull run of 2021. So if the monthly blood diamond on Ethereum is going to indicate anything, right? We could look back to potentially, the only other monthly blood diamond on Bitcoin was basically right before the blast off into the bull run, right? So maybe we see something similar happen. I'm not saying we will, but you never know. But yeah, hopefully that does not play out because that monthly blood diamond could wind up being horrific for Ethereum. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on and take a look at our first altcoin, other than Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum. I'm not a grandma. But let's go ahead and take a look at the ADA, or Cardano, as Mr. James Cramer likes to call it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Tether US on Binance. Looking at the daily VWAP, kind of just chilling above the zero line. Taking a look at the 12, looking very similar to Bitcoin. Money VWAP's coming down, looking for the red dots. Yeah, red dot printing on your 6-hour, 8-hour looking for the red dot, 12 and 16-hour looking for the red dot, green dot on the 2-day printing. So, yeah, VWAPs on the higher time frames are looking for, for some potential upside. I will say, let's see. Whoops. Let's get rid of some of this. And yeah, we talk about this a lot as well, guys. When you deviate from the value areas, a lot of times you will get a move up towards that POC before putting in a lower high and then reversing back to make a lower low. The fun thing about this lower low is that it actually gives us a bullish divergence, a slight bullish divergence on our 786 Fibonacci retracement level. So we do have a bullish divergence here. About to print on the 3-day. However, if we scoot down to the 2-day, you are printing this bullish divergence on the 2-day. Now, simply put, guys, oftentimes this is a pretty bullish signal, right? Like when you get a 2-day bullish divergence, and again, I do want to kind of press that this is not the strongest angle on the divergence, but this could be, this could be the catalyst to give us some kind of a bounce, right? Because again, you come up, you test that POC, put in the lower high, come down. You're looking for where your retracement is likely to come in, and you're looking at that golden pocket in the 786. And the fact that the bull dip is there on the 2-day could give us a move to the upside. Now, if I were looking for a swing long position on ADA, I would potentially look for something like this, right? Maybe I'll look for a move back up to your value area high for a 51% gain. But I'm not guaranteeing any of this happens, right? Like this is not a trade signal. Please do not just trade based off of this. But this 2-day bull div is likely to give you a move to the upside. So I would say look for a potential bounce over the next week or so, on ADA, whether it's a big bounce or a little bounce. That 2-day bull div is likely to give you something. Now, coming down to the lower time frames, looking at money flow generally trending to the upside on the 4-hour. You could see that right there. Your 2-hour money flow is also generally, it's kind of bing-bonging around. You got faked out here, but generally you're putting in higher lows, which would be bullish, right? You're expecting this to eventually cross into the green before getting a move up. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad in my opinion with that 2-day bull div, but it's got to confirm, right? It's just printing as of right now. So looking at the local price action, let's go ahead and pull a range. Yeah, like you're at the high of your local range. So I would maybe be a little bit careful, right? In the short term, but in the long term, like even your 3-hour money flow is looking for a crossover into the green. 2-day bullish divergence, that could give you a move to the upside. Money flow on the 4-day generally coming up. 5-day money flow generally coming up. Looks much better than the money flow on Bitcoin, if you ask me. So yeah, I would look for a potential bounce over the next week or so on Cardano. No guarantees. We've been wrong before, but money flow would indicate on the medium time frames as well as the bull div on the 2-day that you could potentially get a move to the upside here. And I mean, you're even getting you don't have it on the daily. So yeah, look for that 2-day, but that 2-day bull div to potentially play out. But understand it takes time, guys, right? Like this VWAP might roll over on the daily. You might even get a move all the way back down, right? The important thing is you got to wait for this to confirm. If the daily gives you a move down, you could even put in a lower low here, and the 2-day green dot unprints, VWAP comes down, and then you don't wind up printing the green dot. It might invalidate the bull div. So the important thing here is you want to wait for this to confirm before making any decisions based off of it. All right, let's see. Whenever ADA starts looking like it wants to bounce, we dump. Yeah, I think there's a higher power that just hates Cardano and wants it to dump to the floor. Creighton, I think that could potentially be what goes on there. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto 101. Says, anyway, I bought the farm yesterday with BLZ short call of Frankie. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto 101. Are you saying you bought a farm with the profit from the short? Or are you saying, I don't know. I don't know what that means. But shout out to Crypto 101. We love you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you tuning into the live streams. Let's see. Zeus Cash says, most CEOs I've talked to say the same thing about the no AC. Never understand that as it's shown violence increases when people are uncomfortably hot. Interesting. Yeah, shout out to Crypto 101 said, yes, I am betting. I am betting the farm on the ADA call now. Shout out to Crypto 101. I appreciate your confidence, but please do not just blindly follow what I say. But shout out to Crypto 101. I know you're out there doing your own analysis and making your own decisions based off of what you say. Same farm I bought. Shout out to Crypto 101. Let's go. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and love you back, Crypto 101. I love you back, bro. All right, let's take a look at Gala, or Gala, as some people say. I don't know why you would say Gala, but, I mean, hey. Gala, potato, Frank, Frankie, whatever you want to say. Uncle, Funkle, Ethereum, Erythrium, it's all just linguistics, Anyway, let's take a look here. Taking a look at Gala, I will say, does also have a slight bullish divergence on the 2-day printing here with your lower lows on your price action and your higher lows on your momentum waves, right? So you got your bullish divergence here on the 2-day as well. Again, it is just printing. It is not confirmed just yet. Take a look at the daily. Yeah, daily VWAP above the 0 line, right? So I would be careful of some turbulence down here, but looking for the 2-day green dot to confirm, which is likely to happen in about a day and 6 hours, 1 hour and 6 minutes. So you might get that confirmation. 3-day also getting a bull div, looking to print here very soon. This is a much stronger angle. So I'll tell you what I would do here, guys. If I was looking at Gala myself to trade, which I'm not, for full transparency, not because it's not good to trade or anything, just because you can only trade so much stuff. But I might wait. Here's the thing. You have the 2-day bull div, right? And if this confirms, right? Let's say this confirms tonight. The fact that our 16-hour is looking for a red dot, our 10 hours looking for a red dot, and our 12-hour or 10 hours printing a red dot, and the 12 hours looking to print a red dot, I'd be careful of one more little, I'll be careful of a little bit of turbulence down here before actually getting the divs to play out on the higher time frame. So I may, if I was looking at a long Gala, I might wait for that 3-day bull div because it'll help you avoid any, if you wind up getting that daily red dot tomorrow or the next day and it gives you another push to the downside, you're going to avoid getting wish-washed around in that messy price action by waiting for the higher time frame confirmation, which would be that 3-day bull div, which is also a much stronger angle than the 2-day, which would be somewhat of a good sign, right? You're getting it on your 4-day as well, your 5-day as well, your 6-day also with the bull div, not printing just yet, and your weekly. Even your weekly is putting in a potential, right? This is not even printing yet, but potentially you could put in a bull div here if you get a green dot on your weekly without coming any lower with your momentum wave. And what happened last time? We had a bullish divergence on the Gala weekly chart. Well, you can see here, you have your higher low on your momentum wave with your lower low on your price. Bada boom. What happened? That basically was the initiation or the kickoff of a massive 280% pump from the bottom, right? So weekly bull divs, nothing to be messing around with. So that's what I'd be looking at on Gala. But again, remember, these things will likely take time to play out, so I would be careful of some turbulence on these lower time frames, right? So you may kind of just like bing bong around a little bit, bing bong around a little bit here. But again, I would be waiting for that. I would wait for these VWAPs on the 10 or the red dots on the 12, 10, and 16 hour to print, and even maybe the daily red dot to wait, right? Like I would probably sit on my hands and wait for at least the 16-hour red dot to play out before looking for my position to go long off of these higher time frame bull divs. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Poindexter, said I was up 1K yesterday before I even finished my pumpkin spice latte. Shout out to Poindexter. Shout out to you, bro. Let's go. Bing bong. I lied, guys. I have a couple of loose Benjis on my desk. I thought I only had 2 left. These were behind the mouse pad. But shout out to Poindexter. Congrats on those gains, bro. You're killing it. Let's go. Dave Digital said, skip this comment. I shouldn't have read that. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Oh boy, she got that SFP. Shout out to Dave Digital. Okay, here we go. Oh, God, I don't even want to know what that stands for. Donato Cabrero says, spicy sauce, let's go. Learning's in the chat. Shout out to Learning says, see Pepe people calling it complete rug, and I longed. Let's go. Shout out to Learning. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. Yes, Dave, I had an idea that was what you meant. Shout out to Dave Digital. New Crypto said it's real and Gala just been listed on XRP. Interesting. Shout out to New Crypto. Appreciate you for being here and dropping the sauce. What is an SFP? An SFP is a swing failure pattern. If you scroll back a little bit on Bitcoin TA, we went over what that is and how to find them. But let's go ahead and continue on. Pepe owner rugs. Pepe? Is this like news? Hang on. Just pull up Pepe real quick. Come on, mouse. Don't fail me now. Did it? No way. No, I don't know about that. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, not impossible. I guess. No, I don't think so. Right? Is this a rug? That's not a rug. Hang on. Is this like news? No, it's only 16%. That's not bad. Shout out to I My Hero said Sam Frankman peed. Shout out to you, bro. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Okay. Oh God, I don't even know what chat's doing right now. All right, let's take a look at boom. Or I guess it's easier just to spell it out. BNB, guys. BNB is the yeah, let's see here. Okay. Yes, news. Interesting. Is it? PP rugged? Oh God, a good thing I didn't Google that on screen. Let's see. Bada boom. Oh, let me just search Pepe. I don't know if Google understands what rugged means. All right, let's see. I don't see anything. Pepe coin live chart. Pepe coin price prediction. Comparing. I don't see anything. After millions of dollars in the token is left, project's vault oh, interesting. The token. Dang. Maybe we caught it early. Not too much news. I mean, there's one little sussy thing out here from an hour ago from CoinDesk. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. I don't want to confirm nor deny that. Let's see. All right, let's continue on BNB. All right, so let's come up to a higher time frame. I'm going to do some higher time frame analysis here, guys, as we are kind of in some boring. It's like a boring era for crypto right now. They, like I always say, in the bear market, they try to scare all the retail out, right? And then they really try to freak out the people who really believe in it. And then they kind of just bore you out of the rest of the bear market, right? If they can't scare you out, they try to bore you out, right? But let's go ahead and let's go ahead and pull our range here. Now, obviously, we are deviating away from our Wick 589 said rug the conversation. But yeah. Ooh, baby. BNB looking primed for a bounce. I'm kidding, guys. I'll never do my TA like that because it's so emotion evoking. And anyone who does that, no hate, but you know, I don't know. It's just too decisive for me. Primed for a bounce. Like, could be primed for a bounce, right? Like, let's finish the analysis before we get too excited here. But anyway, 6-day. Yeah, a lot of these altcoins, guys, on the higher time frames, like, you are looking to potentially, and it's not printing yet, but it is forming. You could potentially print a bullish divergence here on your 6-day. I mean, even your weekly might have it. Yeah, this one's a little sus, right? This is easily invalidatable. It's very also like not even close to printing. But when you look at the 5-day, this is a lot closer to printing, right? So, 2, 3, 4, right? 3-day bull div also printing or looking to print very soon. Yeah, these bull divs, right? 2-day bull div printing on BNB, below the value area, right? What do we always talk about? Now, again, not guaranteed to play out, but, you deviate from the value area, you're looking to get a move back to the high, deviate from the value area, looking to get a move back down to the low. You actually didn't get here's a perfect example of it not playing out. Likely the value area levels were different back then, though. So you probably did go back to the value area high. Actually, let me see that. Let me go ahead and unextend to the right. Yeah, so you did go from the low to the high. But when you're looking back like this, Day Digital said, okay, boomer, check X, not Google. That the new, you're funny, Dave. You're funny. But anyway, we are looking for that deviation below the 0 line here with that bullish divergence on the higher time frames. Could wind up giving you a bounce back into your value area, specifically towards your POC. If you get above that, I'd look for a move up to the value area high. But let's go ahead and see if we can get any confluence on any of these levels here. See here. Yeah, so your confluence is going to be that POC. I'd be very, very, very cautious around this POC. If you do get a bounce off of your, right here, if you get a bounce off that golden pocket 786 retracement, I would, yeah, if we get a bounce here, I would look for some serious resistance at this golden pocket POC 786 kind of confluent area. But if we start confirming these bull divs, again, in 57 minutes, it could have the power to pull us up at least to the value area low at about 230. If not, I would look for a move up to about 240, into the 240s. Would be very cautious here at that time, depending on what, I'd have to reassess the situation when I got back up to this level. But I do think if these 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, 5-day bull divs wind up playing out, it will likely wind up giving us a move up into the this purple box at least. And then at that point, you can reassess the situation. If you get above that 786, it will open up the door to potentially come back up to your value area high. And you could see pretty big volume gap between this level here at about 279 and the POC, right? So I'm going to go ahead and change this to white, and I'm going to go ahead and grab a text and type in I almost said LFG. What I meant to do was LVG for low volume gap. I'm going to turn that white, and then bada boom. There you go. So we might get a quick move through this gap before you start running into likely a value area low that's at the top of this white box, if I had to guess. Let me unextend this. Bada boom. Bada bing. And no, your value area low is indeed not down there. Yeah, that's what I'd be looking for, guys. Quick move through this white box, and then, yeah, potentially a move back up to the value area high based off these higher time frame divergences will likely take time to play out if it even winds up giving you the move. We have to wait for these things to confirm. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here, taking a look at Solana. And what do we got going on Solana? Why is this so crowded up in here? What do we got going on? Oh, baby! Guys, look at this. Look at this. So, yeah, man, it's like we got to figure out a system on how to go back and look at things that happened and things that we thought were going to happen and then things that actually played out and things that didn't play out. Simply put, most likely, if I had to guess what we were looking at here, we were looking at a potential push into, this might even be all the way from back here. I don't know when we were looking at this stuff. But just to kind of talk about what this is guys, you're looking for lower highs to come in. These are oftentimes the levels that I look at. It's the golden pocket retracements. And you can see we got rejected here, came all the way back down. And I don't know if this was, I don't know when we pulled this stuff, but, you know, and it lines up with the value area high as well. But you come back up and you reject your purple box perfectly. But again, it's just a value area high. You go from the low, above the value area low, you're looking for a move to the POC, which you got up to the value area high, and then a rejection from the value area high back to the POC, back to the value area low. There you go. But let me just do some fresh TA on this for you guys. Let me clear our drawings and just see what we got going on. So looking at the one, actually, let's pop up to the daily real quick. So for the most part, yeah, kind of weird price action on Solana, to be 100% honest with you guys. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull a previous range, which is back here from about, we'll call it Saturday the 14th of January 2023. And this is your value area, right? And this is a perfect example. And I'm actually going to pull the, let me get the Frankie candles here in here real quick. So I'm going to pull the range, previous range, right? And hold up. Why is this giving me a different, hold up. Is this a different value area? Interesting. Hang on a second, guys. Hang on a second. Value area 70. What's my value area on the other? Hold up. What is my value area on this? 70. Interesting. Why is that different? Why is this value area low all the way down here? That is the strangest thing. Well, anyway, if we take a look at this value area, you guys can see you have your value area high, or your previous value area high, right? So let's label that previous value area high, previous POC, and your previous value area low, right? So this is your value area. We deviated from the value area, and then you look for a move back into your value area, right? And the levels are respected, right? You get above the value area low, you go right to the high, you deviate from the high, back below the low, or back below the value area high, and then right back down towards the low. So where are we likely to go from here? Well, let me pull this local range as well. Very, very, very similar, very, very similar range. However, I would actually rather go off these older levels. I would be looking right now, money flow is coming out, right, on your daily. This is indicating that any move we get to the upside is likely to be a retracement before continuing down. And that's if this daily green dot is even able to give us any more moves to the upside. So the daily is letting me know that the trend is likely going to continue down because money flow is leaving on a higher time frame. 16-hour also looking for the red dot, so I would be careful of a continued move to the downside locally. 10-hour red dot printing like a lot of this other stuff. But, I mean, money flow on the 16 hours coming up, 12-hour money flow coming up, 10-hour money flow coming up. A lot of this money flow actually doesn't look as bad as the daily, which is very interesting. 2-day, 3-day, money flow is kind of all over the place on Solana, if I'm being honest with you guys. I'd be cautious of this daily money flow. However, until we lose this previous value area low at about $20.22, if we're able... If that 10, 12, 16-hour red dot is unable to break us below the level, and we are able to hold it as support, I would look for a move maybe up to the value area high. However, I would be cautious of some of these lower levels. Yeah, so I would look for a potential rejection on this purple box right here. You might be saying to yourself, that's not purple. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It is purple. But... yeah, if we get a move up, I would be cautious of rejections in this area. If that money flow on the daily winds up going into the red and it doesn't come back up, then, you know, if we come back up here and money flow is not heavily coming back up on the daily, I may be looking for a short on BNB to put in a lower high at this golden pocket 786 retracement in confluence with your value area high for a move down not only back to the bottom of the range, but potentially to come in and make a lower low. But... that is going to be, it's kind of sus because 16-hour money flow and 12-hour money flow would say that price is likely to get a short-term move down before getting a bigger trend to the upside. So It's going to be hard to call it if we do get a move into this purple box. You'd have to reassess the situation once you got up there. But that's what I'd be looking at on BNB. Short-term move to the downside potentially to come test these levels, maybe deviate one more time. But again, I would look, if you are able to reclaim this level, I'd look for a move back up into the value area high. All right, let's see. Shout out to Maybe a Band-Aid said taking off some time from the charts for a weekend for Cocoa Beach. Shout out to Maybe a Band-Aid. See y'all on Monday. Shout out to Maybe a Band-Aid. Thank you for all the support you show to the channel. Hope you're still here. We love you from the bottom of my heart. Maybe a Band-Aid. Thank you so much for being here, and enjoy your weekend at Cocoa Beach. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Crypto Crabman said, "I'd hit a beach, but I'm in Colorado." Shout out to you. Says, luckily my sister lives on Oahu, so I try to have 2 beach weeks a year. Shout out to Crypto Crabman. Let's see. Okay, let's continue on here. We will take a look at Quant. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Quant, Binance, Tether US. And, well, there you go. I don't know what we were looking at the time. Again, I never know if these lines are talking about, people getting wrecked, or if it's talking about, I think price will go this way. But just for argument's sake, we'll say, guys, look, we thought price was going to go up, and it went down. Look, we were wrong. I told you we were wrong sometimes. I'm kidding. I can't confirm that. But we are wrong sometimes. I can confirm that. I just don't know if that was the time. Anyway, taking a look here. I'm just messing around, guys. Let me extend this range all the way to current price action, and let's go ahead and take a look. So kind of a similar-ish situation here. VWAP on the daily looking to come towards that downside. Yeah, 2-day, 3-day. Yeah, I mean, those bull divs. Those bull divs. Now, this one is on your wicks. Now, I know a lot of people, this is a hot topic, right? A lot of people don't like the wick bullish divergences, right? And I will say, I do prefer to see bullish divergences on the bodies of the candle, right? So this is technically a bull div, right? A bull div pulled from the wicks is still a bull div. So that is a fact, right? But I do prefer to see those candle bodies down there. However, you could argue that this is more bullish because this is actually a very, very bullish wick, as it is almost a bullish hammer candle. But yeah, I would. Hey guys, give me 1 second. I just got a text message. I need to make sure it's not the bat phone, because if I answered the bat phone on the day that we pulled up that really naughty stuff on stream, Tony D tried to call me, and if I answered, we would have avoided a catastrophe. And I didn't answer the phone, and we had a catastrophe. If you know, you know. Anyway, by the way, anyone in that stream on that day, that guy has a YouTube channel. That picture that came up was from a YouTube channel. That guy has a YouTube channel, and they show that on YouTube. It has like 13 million views. I don't know how he gets away with that. That's out of control. Someone told me that in the office today and unfortunately showed me that his channel exists, and he actually doesn't get deleted somehow. I think he gets around it by saying it's educational. But anyway, continuing on here, taking a look. Yeah, bull div to the wicks, right? Again, I prefer to see the bodies, but it is there. And you are back above your value area low. So as long as you hold this value area low, I would look for a move up into your POC, which we basically already tested. If you get above that POC, let me go ahead and redo some of this TA here. Let's pull a fresh range. Boom, boom, yeah. So you're back above your value area. Yeah, I mean, money flow's generally kind of flat there on the 3-day, but you do have the bull divs. Again, to the wicks. But take a look at the 10-hour. Yeah, 10-hour red dot printing. I'd be careful locally, guys. I do think locally you may be able to get maybe one last push to the downside, depending on if that 10-hour red dot wants to go ahead and push it down. But if we take a look at this range, let me pull it to the current price action. Bada boom. Yeah, I mean, if you could hold this value area low, I mean, we deviated, flip it to support. If you could hold it, I would wait for this 10, 12, 16-hour red dot printing, daily red dot playing with the 0 line. I'd wait for the daily to play out. I'd wait to see if this daily starts printing a red dot.
Yeah, if you start printing a red dot here on the daily, I'd let that play out. But other than that, doesn't look as bullish because the divergences are yeah, divergences are really to the wicks. I prefer not to see that. But if you hold above that value area low, your next targets for me would be that POC at about 102 and then your value area high at 107. If I pull the local Fibonacci retracement level, you do have a little bit of confluence on this 786 golden pocket. So if you make it back up there, I would be cautious around this area for a rejection. But there you go, guys. 4 hour. Let's check that 4 hour real quick. Yeah, VWAP rounding off. Yeah, if you hold that value area low, I think you could potentially get that move up into the POC and potentially up into this purple box. Money flow kind of flat on the 5 hour. 3 hour money flow coming up. 2 hour money flow kind of money flow is kind of wonky right now, guys. I'll be honest with you. It's very, very choppy out there. We are in the hardest part of the market to trade right now. So if you're out there and you're making any kind of money or even losing money, just understand you're trading some of the hardest price action that there is, right? Because not only, it's easy to trade in a bear market, right? Because your obvious bias is going to be down, right? And then when you're in a bull market, your obvious bias is going to be bullish, right? So it's easy to trade a bull and a bear market, and ranges could be a really lucrative price action to trade as well. But if you pull up something like Bitcoin, and like really why this is hard is because we are not necessarily full bear market. A lot of it's kind of easy, not easy, but it's identifiable based off the 4-year cycle NTA here that this was the beginning of the bear market. At least if you watch this channel, this is what we were looking for. But your bias is very we crushed in the bear market, right? Because it was very simple. It's like you just fade the moves to the upside, right? With obviously not that easy, but it's just you're clearly going to lean bearish bias because you're going to have a higher hit rate, right? Like even if you're in a massive downtrend and you even start a local range like this, I would still be more greedy with the shorts from the highs than longs on the lows, because I know that even if we get a pump to the upside, I'm going to go heavier on these shorts because I know eventually, even if I short here, obviously you get a move down. You short here, obviously you get a move down. But eventually you're going to get that short that's going to be the top for the next big move down, right? So very easy to trade a bear market. And we're kind of at a point here, guys, where we are not full-blown bull yet, right? Like this is the area where kind of once you bottom out here, this is hard to trade. Because it's like, are you still bear or are you about to start kind of coming? Oh, no, we are still full bear. And then you're like, oh, my God, we're going lower, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. And then bing, bong, you just get that big move up. And now, this is likely, there's a possibility that we could get big breakdowns here, potentially down to 19K. And I'm not saying that's going to happen now or soon or tomorrow or next month, but it's a possibility. And if that does happen, when you look back in hindsight, this is very tricky because now everyone's in the mood of longing and being very heavy long because finally after this pump, this higher low, everyone's thinking more pump. And we could just go back to bear, right? So it's a very wonky, sideways, choppy price action to trade. So just keep that in mind. It's a very hard part of the market to trade. After the halving, when we know the bull market's in full effect, you're going to be more greedy with the longs and the shorts, right? So that's just much easier to trade in a full bear market or a full bull market. So it's a very hard environment to trade in. Shout out to Tony D. Said, Frankie, show unlock access channel in the dining room. No, I'm kidding. Of course I will, Tony. I don't know why you want me to do that, but I'm going to do it. He said he just finished adding it. Okay. Let's see. Shout out to Creighton C. Said, Frankie and Tony D's regular day looks like M&M's without me video. Lambo Tony is Dre. Let's go. That's hilarious. Somebody deep fake me and Tony's faces on Dre and Eminem's face on that music video. And I don't know. I'll send you a hat or something. But maybe not, actually, because if mad people send it, then we have to send all the hats. Maybe we'll deep fake it. But if someone wants to out there, it would be hilarious. All right, guys. I think that is all the time we got for today's live stream. Mini Bull Trap Cooler J definitely could be fake out of the downtrend. Could be 100%. First one. Okay, Tony D said it. First one to deep fake it gets a hat. Let's go. That would be absolutely hilarious. We'll post it on Twitter and we'll at you too. We'll show you some love. We'll definitely show you some love if you guys do that. But anyway, let's go ahead and pull up the Discord. But first,
let me go ahead and pull up my face cam so I don't pull up. Imagine Tony trolls us. That would be wild. I hope he doesn't troll us. Let me just go ahead and pull up this Discord really, really quickly. So there we go. Let's see. Love you, Mafia fam. Gotta go. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Thank you for being here. We love you back. Cap, I did get your text message. I will answer you. I'm the worst. I need to get better with my phone. I'm very busy. I'm very stressed out sometimes. But I do have to be better with my phone. So I will answer you, Cap, after this stream. But I'll try. I don't want to make a promise and let you down, but I'm gonna try as hard as I can. Here we go. Let's pull up the Discord. Bing bong. There's no troll here. Thank God. Here we go. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Tony D literally just had the Rickroll gif here. Oh, come on, Tony D. Get out of here. Ban him. I'm banning him. I'm kidding, guys. I don't know how to ban him. I'm kidding. I do. But I can't ban him because he runs the whole Discord for the most part, all the back-end stuff. So shout out to Tony D. We did get trolled, but it was a friendly troll, guys. It was a friendly troll. Never gonna get you, never gonna get you. By the way, guys, second channel coming. Frankie Vocals, they call me. I'm kidding. I can't sing, guys, obviously. Anyway, guys, check it out. If you guys don't know about the dining room, the reason Tony wants us to bring this up is for a very specific reason, but I will just run down what this dining room does. So if you guys are interested in checking out our premium Discord, but you want to try some features out before you pay the money, you could get into the dining room, and we give you weekly one premium TA post per week. Sometimes it's TA, sometimes they're actual trade setups. So if you want to get a little bit of a taste of what we post in the premium Discord, you get one post per week, but we're posting this stuff every single day in the premium Discord. But if you want to get a little freebie taste, you could come on in here. It doesn't cost money, but to unlock access, all you have to do is if you're signed up with any of our affiliate links, you could come down here and click on Femex, BitGet, BingX, or MaxC. These are the ones that we have hooked up. And this is new. This is why Tony wants me to bring it up, because I guess he finished the code here. This is very hard to do, guys. But if you click on MaxC, say for example, because we just added this, if you use our affiliate link to sign up for MaxC, you can go ahead and enter your user ID in here, hit submit, and then give the mods a few days to give you access, and you'll get access to not only the weekly premium TA post, or really trade setups for the most part. You also get a chat, altcoin gem channel, where we post our what is it called? Token metrics, altcoin picks, as well as an airdrop watch channel, which is Tyler Durden and Chemistry Bro mainly help out with. They do an awesome job here keeping you guys updated in the latest airdrops. We have exclusive giveaways and exclusive content requests, and I'm just going to go ahead and minimize that because I just realized I started very, very loosely clicking around there, and I don't want anything bad to happen again. So there we go. With all that being said, though, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's price action, tonight's live stream. Let's go ahead and pull up that picker wheel and go ahead and start spinning that dang thing to get some giveaways. Do we have any likes? I'm afraid to look at the likes. I feel like the likes are going to be like 105 because I didn't really talk about it. I didn't really talk about the likes too much today, but let's see what we got here. What do we got? Oh, 410. Shout out to the Mafia. Let's go. Not too bad for a slow Thursday night. Let's go. But let's go ahead and spin this wheel. Spin numero uno. Here we go. We got 4 spins on the wheel tonight. Shout out to the bird next door. We'll see you next time. Let's see. Oh, baby. Rugged him. Rugged him like Pepe. I'm just kidding. I guess Pepe. I guess Pepe really did rug. Tony D has a face? We're not sure. We're not sure. Yeah, we're not 100% sure. All right. Let's go ahead and see. Let's continue on. Oh, giveaway number 1 on the board. Let's go. Bullish on likes. Creighton C about to drop the hammer. Not too late. Smash that like button. Shout out to Creighton C. No Band-Aids here. Only stim packs. Shout out to Crimson Caravan Company. Let's get it. Crimson, where's the girlfriend tonight? Is she in here tonight? Let's go. Not a Band-Aid. Maybe a Band-Aid or not a Band-Aid. Shout out to not a Band-Aid. Let's go. Is that maybe a Band-Aid's alt account? Potentially. All right, here we go. I think it's a spin number 5, right? Spin number 4? Oh, spin number 5. Oh, God, I spun it too many times. We'll give you a lucky spin here. Bing bong. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4
giveaways out of 5 spins. Not too bad. Yeah, not too bad for a giveaway week or a giveaway spin day. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in on tonight's show and hanging out till the end of the stream. Shout out to Learnings that I ordered 3 crystal balls. I hope one is real. Shout out to Learning. I'll send you one. Don't you worry. But with all that being said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45. We will be announcing our giveaway winners on tomorrow's stream at the end of it. So stick around for that. And don't forget, well, we'll talk about that tomorrow. I was going to say watch the Sunday Sauce video, but this isn't Friday. But with all that being said, guys, we'll see you here. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy Deezy. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 7:28 for a Frankie fake out. Real quick, guys, I forget who it was. Somebody asked for Bitcoin Cash. They said they asked for it for a while, and we didn't do it for them. And here it is, Bitcoin Cash. Taking a look real quick here at the Bitcoin Cash chart, guys. We are currently getting a golden pocket retracement of the entire move to the upside. Now, this was an absolutely explosive move from, of about 271%. Let me just make sure I'm still live here. Okay. Of about 271%. We got that whole move, and now we are hitting that golden pocket retracement level. So I would be looking for a potential bounce on this level, especially if we can get some bullish confirmations on the higher time frames, right? And do we have that? Absolutely not. We do not have any bullish divergences on the Bitcoin Cash chart no bull divs, unfortunately. But if we come down here to, 12 hour looking for a red dot, 10 hour looking for a red dot, 8 hour looking for the red dot. But I will say this, guys, you do have that golden pocket retracement, right? And you did put in kind of hard to say. Yeah, you do have wick to wick. You do have a bullish divergence here on the 4 hour, right? So you do have the lower lows. You do have the higher lows. Your money flow is generally trending up on the 4 hour. This could mark a significant bottom here. And if you take a look at your volume profile range,
you could see that not only have we gotten a bounce from the low to the high, but we deviated from the high and we got support on the value area high, which could indicate that we could push away from this area of balance and go seek out a previous area of balance. And where is that previous area of balance likely to be? Well, it could potentially be right up here. So if I pull this range before the dump, we do have another value area right about here, right? So I'll make that neutral for white. You got your POC, your value area high, your POC, and your value area low. And if we pull up our visible range volume profile, not too much between where we're at right now. We've flipped the major high volume node in this area, right? We bing-bonged around here. We got above this high volume node. And to be 100% honest, yeah, we're holding above that high volume node. So if we are able to stay above this value area high at $190, write this down, $190. If you could stay above $190 decisively with higher time frame candles, I would look for a potential break into this low volume gap. You're likely to get turbulence in this area because of this small spike in volume. So I would look for a little bit of turbulence here, right? I'll even bumps in the road, right? We'll even put that right here, right? Bumps in the road. So you might get a quick move, get some bumps in the road here, but eventually you might be able to shoot all the way up through this entire gap up into these levels here at about 223. POC of that range coming in at 229. No guarantees that we're just going to moon out of nowhere, but I will say this, this is likely going to be a big level of resistance starting at about $200, especially because you have that psychological level there as well. Even $200, a lot of limit orders set there, creating a potential resistance. So, I'm not saying we're definitely getting up here, but, could open the door just because of our volume gap here. Again, when price is clinging to those high volume nodes, when you lose that high volume node, you will go hunt out the next highest volume node, which in this case is going to be, first area would be right here. So you might come up here, find a little balance range around, but if you break out of this area, probably going to be a quick move up into here, right? So that's kind of what I would look for on Bitcoin Cash. Quick little Frankie fake out. You never know. Maybe you'll get a little bit of extra value, extra bit of sauce for these Frankie candle fake outs, Frankie fake outs, whatever we call them. But guys, with all that being said, this is actually all the time I got for it tonight. Now I got to go hang out with Mrs. Candles and go grab some food. And that's it. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out,